I'm just going to copy and paste what you said. Basically, it's that we're in such a fish tank in the Big Brother house. People have no idea how tough it is to be your best self and not regress in your behaviors or not project things on other people. It is so incredibly hard to be your best self in that place. And all of us felt that pressure, and nobody that has been, hasn't been in the house will ever understand that. All of us have said things that we wish we didn't say. All of us have, done things that we aren't incredibly proud of. And with that being said, like, I just want you guys to know that I've seen things, and I respect everyone that has been, a part of this experience, and I hold no hatred towards anyone on the show. I just extra love Angela because she was there for me during those times. I never in a million years would have thought that I would have someone like her that really went out of her way to understand me, opposed to misunderstand me. Like, I felt like I was always constantly being like, people are going out of their way to misunderstand me. And Angela listened to every single thing that I had to say. We related on so many different things. We have such similar childhoods. We have similar lives. We have so many things that are so incredibly similar. And I will always be grateful for the friendship that we share, the relationship that we share, because it is not, to me, this mother-daughter thing that people say. It's genuinely a friendship, and I will always be grateful for it.
Same, Leah, right back at you. I want to read a couple of things that I remembered, say to you, a couple of things that people are saying. I think you need to bring the point across that it's not the things that are game related that are hurtful. It isn't even derogatory words like bitch. Like, it's okay. Like, you're allowed to cuss. You're allowed to say those things. It's more of when I'm not allowed to cuss. Oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to cuss on here, but I do cuss. You guys already know that.
I do.
I wish I would. But I didn't even know people were going to see that, Leah. I wish a motherfucker would. But anyway, it's not about people calling like names like that or whatever. I think it's more things where people say things that are hurtful outside of the house in those kinds of ways when they're like pinpointing something that isn't necessarily, it's hurtful. It's not game related. There you go. Right. Things that aren't really game related.
I agree.
If it's game related, fine. If somebody does something to really tick you off, fine. But if it's just something that's more hurtful and not necessarily game related, and definitely not cause to do it, that's what's hurtful. That's what didn't need to be done. 100%.
Yeah, I think the personal attacks are very unnecessary. And like, maybe this is, oh, never mind. I'm not even going to say it because it was a little bit too much. Oh, Danny said Leah mod Cassie. I don't know how. Cassie has to say something in the chat and then I'll add her as a mod.
Okay.
But basically, I think that.
Yes. Oh, wait. Somebody just said something. I want to go ahead and address that. Yes, we all talk shit in the house. We did.
And
we're
you know what?
supposed to. It's freaking Big Brother. It's the personal attacks that are different about a woman. Like, that's not okay. That's all that we're saying. That's all that we're saying.
Yeah. And
yes, I did call names and say things like twit. But twit, I had just watched freaking Matilda with my granddaughter. I had to come up with the most PG name I could because of how this girl was tormenting me with like her actions or whatever. But that's so PG. Yeah, I get it. But again, it's not really a personal attack on her.
I will say that any personal attack that was said from you was to their face. Like, you never were talking negatively about people behind their backs.
Not if I didn't already say it to them, or I wouldn't have a problem saying it to them. But I doubt anybody would have had the nerve or the audacity to say some of the things they said on the show to my face.
Exactly. Like,
they just pretended to like me. I don't get it. I don't get it. But it is a game. It is Big Brother. And so I'm totally okay with, the actions and the names that were said behind my back. I'm okay with it. I don't hold any ill will.
Oh, it said that hold on. Someone, let me,
it's fake?
I think it's fake because I had to, let me call Danny.
Yeah, it's fake. CJ said it's fake. He's also monitoring.
Okay, yeah, that account that said that, you guys, was fake, and I already muted it. But basically, I probably said a lot of things that I don't remember or that I'm not proud of, but I'm really some of the things, I'm trying to find the words for this. I just like, whenever I was initially watching back like some of these videos and like seeing what people were saying and just like all of the negative commentary that was just so far from game related, that's the stuff that I'm like, please, like, relax. But I just kept reminding myself that the people who care about me, anyone who has taken the time to get to know me, loves me, they care about me. There's nothing that will change them, their mind. And I knew that no matter what, I would come out of the house and I would have my support system right there. I would be so good with them. And I didn't care. Like I was hurt obviously by these things that were being said and all of these preconceived notions that that people had about me. Let me add Cassie as a mod really quick. Crap! I just had her.
I think it said join. I don't know.
I'll add the moderator. Okay.
People are talking about our pajamas because they might have just logged on. We had no idea that we would have the same freaking pajamas, basically. But we knew we were doing pajama party. And I don't even know. I don't even know how this happened at all.
But basically in life, I think that if you don't have, if you have haters, you're doing something right. People who say things about you, like Angela knows, like my grandma says, piss on them. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, who cares? We still have all the people that love and care about us. So I don't care. Like, if people want to think things or make assumptions, guess what? I just say that you're keeping us relevant. So thank you. Yay.
They're saying that we gave them a brat summer, Leah.
Oh, yes.
We didn't even know about that song. We didn't know about that song.
I know.
But yeah, that was one of my favorite things to call some of the people in the house. And let's see.
Someone brought up the Joseph punishment.
Oh.
I think that was not for you.
Oh, somebody brought up about the Joseph punishment, that they were wondering if they thought that it might have been meant for me. Like it would have been a funny thing for it to happen to me. We talked about that. We joked about that.
Let me tell you what, like, I wish every day that you got that punishment, because the punishment that Angela got was the most ridiculous punishment. It was honestly torture. Like, I have never witnessed something so sad in my whole entire life. We all stayed up all night watching Angela do 2,000 laps. She walked literally, what did we say it was? Like 10 miles?
10 miles, yeah.
She walked 10 miles. I did the math. I was counting the freaking ping pong balls all night. Like, it was honestly, it was horrible, and I can't even imagine, like, and the fact that the day after that was when Quinn decided to, like, expose everything to Tucker, and then that just exploded. That was just honestly criminal. Like, it was criminal. But watching you do that punishment, like, I have never been so sad in my whole entire life. Like, if I can even say this, but I'm going to say it anyways. Me, Quinn, and Joseph were at the cameras like, you like this, CBS? Like, is this what you like? Like, we kept being like, you want to play a game? Because it was like a Saw game. It was literally like we were inside of Saw.
It totally was. And I have to tell you something, Leah, because I haven't told you this yet. At the after party at that bar club thing that we went to, there was one of the people that obviously work on Big Brother, and he came up to me and he was like, just really excited to get to meet me, and I was so excited to get to meet him, and he said, I had to be honest with you, Angela, and I hope you can forgive me. And I said, for what? And he's like, I was one of the people that was monitoring the whole thing out in the yard. A lot of people had gone home. He had just come back in. I guess he came back in, and he really pushed hard for me not to get slimed again. And he said it was so painful for him to have to push the button for me to be called back to the goo station, to be gooed, and to have all that cold water on me. He said it literally was heartbreaking for him to have to do that. But there had to be one more at least. And so I said, don't worry about it. I know. And I pushed through. It was something that I needed to prove to myself. It wasn't even a matter of necessarily being able to not play in the HOH. I think it was just something I needed to conquer for myself. And then just having you, like you and some of the other house guests out there rooting me on, it was just like a self thing that I needed to do to push through and say, I can freaking do this. I came on this show. Let me do what I can do. Like, there's going to be a lot I can't do, but I'm always going to give it my best try. I will never, ever give up. And I would tell them that in production all the time inside of the diary room. I'd be like, you won't hear me say that I want to freaking go home. I will never, ever say that. They will have to kick me out of this house screaming and crying before I give up. Yeah. I'm not going home.
No. She's a nana. She's a freaking nana.
That was really, really hard, but I appreciated the support of everybody that was out there. And some people commented, like, how did it feel with people laughing and joking? Honestly, I was listening to everything, all the conversations, so it was actually helping me go. You know, if it had been quiet out there, I probably would have been torturous. But to have everybody out there and keeping it somewhat normal was very helpful for me to keep the push and then go. So thank you, Leah.
Oh, you don't have to thank me. Like, honestly.
Oh, somebody's asking for you to do the Angela impression, Leah.
Oh, they love. I did this for Angela in the jury. I had to tell Angela everything.
You did it for me in the jury house because I didn't know she did that.
Hold on.
Okay.
First of all, I look like I'm 2 feet tall. Like, what is happening? Okay. It's like CJ, Lexi, Christine, Levi, CBS. I love you. I'm not coming home anytime soon. And then you're like, house guests, I want to be here. And I'm a nana, and I deserve to be here. This is a lifelong dream of mine, and I'm so grateful for you all. And I hope that you decide to keep me here because I want to be here.
Yes.
And
God darn it. Yes.
And guess what? It worked every single time, even whenever I was on the floor. Love! She's an icon, ladies and gentlemen. Can we all get a round of applause for the one and only Godula, please? Thank you so much.
Stop. I have heard a lot of comments, Leah, about the two of us going on The Amazing Race. All day long, baby. I would so do that with you.
I would be
You're
obsessed.
very well traveled, so I think having you like deal with all of the traveling stuff, I think we'd be in very, very good hands. And any obstacles that we had to conquer, the two strong women that we are, we showed that, we proved that on Big Brother. I think we would kill it and be very, very entertaining.
I agree. And you know what? I would learn how to drive stick shift just for you, Angela. I really would. I
could do it, but I'm going to grind those gears. I learned on a stick shift and it wasn't easy, but I don't care if I blow a transmission. If we need to get somewhere, Leah, I'll do it.
Yeah,
I'll freaking do it.
Well, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, how crazy is it? Because I really just put this in my head. And I'm not even saying this from a biased standpoint, but I'll say that your punishment and my HOH were the two hardest things of our season, like the two absolute hardest. I would even call your punishment. It could be considered a comp. You know what I mean? Because you still had to complete it in order to compete in the next HOH. And I really believe that those two were the absolute most. They took the most of a toll on us, and it also took the most time. Just like honestly, almost the exact same length of time.
Yeah, 10 hours.
And I just think that I'm so proud of us for going through this together and completing these challenges and really showing ourselves how much that we can endure. And we are so strong, both of us. Like, we are such a dynamic duo. And I really believe that us on Amazing Race would be absolutely iconic. Like, I could not say yes faster.
So bang down the doors at CBS because they need us.
Let us in, please.
Oh, that'd be amazing. So amazing.
I would love. And honestly, like, I just like doing anything with you. You just make me feel safe. Like, you are just like, you know, and I really love how unapologetically yourself that you are. something that I said over and over again on the show. I'm like, Angela's Angela. She's very passionate. She's very outspoken, but you just remind me of all of the strong women in my life that aren't afraid to say how they feel and are so strong. And there's so many things that the viewers don't even know about you that I know that make you even stronger, if that's even possible. So if there's anybody out there who is a diehard Angela fan, just believe me when I say that she is even better and stronger than you think. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for your presence in my life.
Yeah, I feel the same way about you. I think you are very, very genuine, a very sweet, compassionate woman. And you played that game so hard with your social game. It was impressive. Absolutely impressive. You have to know that.
Thank you.
And somebody in the comments said that I would find a way to turn on Leah. Absolutely not. My plan in telling Chelsea about that whole thing worked out fabulous because I made her worry so much that Quinn had started something with the trio that she thought that, and it could have been possible, but she thought, and I did fabricate that a little bit more to get Quinn gone. And guess what? It worked. It absolutely worked. It spooked Chelsea enough that it put Quinn's butt up on the block, and he went home packing. And I love Quinn. I don't mean any ill will towards him. I absolutely adore him. But in the game, I had to protect myself, and I would have been going home had I not put that fear into Chelsea. So it was not to throw Leah under the bus. I know it looked that way, but absolutely it was not. I definitely said to Chelsea that Quinn was the instigator of that, and that Quinn was in the bathroom talking to T-Core and Rubina and trying to get this thing going. And if he had teamed up with that trio, that's 4 people. That far outweighed what Chelsea had going with 3. So I definitely did that, and I think that was one of the most powerful things that I did do in the house, and I'm proud of it. And again, I'll repeat, I absolutely love Quinn. It was a game, and everything that he did in the game was in the game. I don't feel like he did anything personally to hurt anybody. It was all in the game. So love you, Quinn. It had nothing to do with that. I just wanted to be there. I want to be here. And so it was a move that I made to spook Chelsea, and it worked. It freaking worked. But I didn't mean to hurt Leah in the process. So just hope everybody knows that. I absolutely love her and would never turn on her. And it was painful even to to get Tucker out. But ultimately it was the house that got Tucker out. There's no way I could have voted for him. The house knew this was the one and only time that they could have gotten Tucker out. So, and I love Tucker still. We still talk, and he's amazing. So, and he holds nothing against me, by the way. He knows it was all game.
Period. I think
period.
I also, the funny thing about that whole thing that the alliance that you talked about with Chelsea to get your goal of getting Quinn out, the funniest thing, which I'm not sure if I discussed this already with everyone, but I literally was soaking my hands in milk with all of these people that night because I had for some reason, my hand had an allergic reaction to the jalapenos that I was cutting the night before. So Angela genuinely thought that I was a part of this alliance with everybody else. And I'm like, I was literally soaking, Quinn was walking to come and check on me because my hands were throbbing. They were literally burning so bad from cutting this jalapeno, which this has never happened to me in my whole entire life. And the fact that that's the reason why Quinn went home is so ridiculous because I'm like, no, but I think, it worked out in your favor. I was just genuinely I was like, this is so ridiculous because I was trying to tell Chelsea, I'm like, Quinn is not someone you need to worry about. This is just absolutely ridiculous what's happening here. But at the end of the day, I really don't think that things could have gone better. I'm really grateful for the way that everything turned out, honestly. Also, I hate addressing hate comments, but this is so funny. Someone said to me that I'm a big SHIT talker, and guess what? I am. I've never told anyone that I don't talk crap. I like to talk crap.
Listen, it was game talk. It was in the game. There was nothing in malice, and yes, we all said things behind doors and to each other, but it's the other things that Leah was trying to come across without having to say it. She shouldn't have to because it's very personal. Woohoo! And somebody was asking too if I received that charcuterie board from Brooklyn. No! No, it is not here. It's not been at my door. I have been home, and no, it hasn't been here. So Brooklyn, where's my charcuterie board, babe? I don't see it.
Hello, we're waiting.
Wow.
Uber Eats is a little late.
It's all good though. Whatever. Someone's asking me if I had won that double eviction night when I had to write down how many hours that Janky was alive. And my initial reaction, Leah, was to write 10,000, literally 10,000. And I was just trying to do the math really fast in my head. And I just second guessed myself. I guess you should always go with your gut. And so then I wrote 15.5, and which was really not smart of me to do at all. I should have just had an even number, but I didn't. But had I won it, and this is the question, had I won it, what would I have done? I would have put Chelsea on the block.
Yeah!
We would have gone home. Again, no malice. It's fine. It's a game. But I would have put Chelsea on the block. And I think the only votes she would have had to stay would have been 2. Because I think she would have gone home. I do. But everything happens for a reason. And to go out double eviction with Leah and have that time to just like, first of all, it's iconic to go out with double eviction. It shows what a threat she and I are and how I guess our relationship was so strong that they knew they couldn't break it in the house. I mean, even Mackenzie, with how much she loved Julia, that she thought that you were closer with me possibly, and that's why she did what she did. I mean, I don't really have the complete reasons behind it, but I have heard her say that, we were very close, and maybe that was a bit, a bit of a hindrance for her thinking to move forward with you. And I'm hoping that she realizes how much you adore her. But anyway, I think that Mackenzie would have definitely gone to my side on that one afterwards, but I wouldn't probably have been able to pull off some of those wins in the games that came after.
Yeah, I think it was just also one thing that I do want to say about that tiebreaker that you lost in is that I think it's crazy that you were still closer to the actual number, but because you went over, it didn't count. That's so stupid. It really should just be
the closest freaking number.
Who
What's going on, big brother?
Ridiculous. Yeehaw, cowgirls.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. That was just so insane. I cannot. Honestly, the whole show was really crazy. It is so funny that we even did it. I still can't even believe that it happened or that it's over now.
You don't know until you are there what you'll say, what you'll do, who you'll be, a part of you that you never knew would come out. And so I'm not making excuses. I am just being as real and honest and raw as I possibly can. I know watching, because I am a fan watching previous seasons, there's a lot of things that go down. I mean, if the things that went down and even 10 seasons ago, 6 seasons ago, 5 seasons ago would never, ever make the cut in this current where we're living now. It just wouldn't. And I'm not excusing it at all. The behaviors that sometimes go down in the house, because sometimes they are, really, really bad. But I think that you just have to be there and experience it. And I think it shows a lot of my character that someone as wonderful as Leah still stands by me because she was in the same house, had the same experience. And a lot of the people that were in that house are still my friends to this day. They know the pressure that you're under in there. And so I think it speaks to my character that somebody like Leah still loves me and supports me. So I'm hoping that, people can see that. But I am one that will just quickly bypass any negative comments. And there are so very few compared to all the love and the support and the fact that this season brought back Old Brother. When I hear that time and time again, Leah, that we did that together and the rest of the house guests, it is such a freaking honor. It is the biggest, highest honor that we could receive. And I'm so proud of that. I'm so, so proud of that. And I just wanted to share that. Sorry. I just went off on a tangent a little bit. Sorry.
And that's literally what this is for us to go on tangents.
Well, can I say one more thing about the whole Chelsea thing? Because I don't want to leave it off that way. Because, saying that I would have put her on the block and hopefully she would have gone home. I still do think that Chelsea, she was probably the person to win for sure this season. She did win the season, but everybody voted for her unanimously because it was deserving. She was the one that went in there, and I'm going to take anything personal and put it to the side for a second and just say that she definitely was in people's ears. She definitely secured her spot. She was put on the block very early on and fighting for her life. She won herself off the block. She did a lot of things that were very admirable as a Big Brother player. And so therefore she was very, very deserving to have won. And I'm very, very proud of her for that. So I'm going to just leave that there and just put it and box it with a bow because that's how I feel. And obviously because we all voted for her unanimously, she did deserve it with being who she, being who she is. She knows the game. She played it well. So
100%. I completely agree. And I think that many people ask me the question that is, why didn't I vote for MJ to win? And was it because I was trying to get back at her for putting me up? Absolutely not. I said to myself that I was going to vote for whoever owned their moves in the game, who made the most moves, who was the most influential player. There was such a grand scope of things that I was pinpointing and choosing between whenever I was going to identify the winner. And choosing for Chelsea to win was because she was such a dynamic player and she really was able to keep herself so well insulated in the house. She was able to lay, low while being one of the biggest threats the entire season. And for that, I truly commend her. I think that she won fair and square. So I have nothing negative to say about her. I never did. I am very confident that whenever I watch back that I haven't said anything negative. I always said she was a threat because she was, and she won, which proves that
it's okay to say things like that. For sure, it's okay to say things like that.
So I think that I agree with you, and she won unanimously for a reason because she deserved it and she played a great game.
So people in the comments are saying that it seemed as though both of us at the round table with Taylor were leaning more toward the idea of that we might vote for Mackenzie to be the winner. And I do have to agree with you guys that for me anyway, I can't speak for Leah, but for me at the round table, I was still really like in my feels. I was definitely still feeling kind of a little jaded because Chelsea did make up some things to tell Leah. And, I had to put my personal feelings aside and have a perspective here. We didn't know, Leah and I, obviously, in any of the jury, we didn't know who would be the final two standing. There was a combination that could have happened. And I had to really do some soul searching and say, you know what? I am a fan of freaking Big Brother. And I need to vote for whomever is sitting there, whom I think played the best game, regardless of how I felt about them. And maybe if I felt jaded or if I had to be freaking fair. Obviously, I left the house with a lot of feelings of support to Mackenzie. I really did care about her I do care about her very, very much. And so my heart wanted me, and I wanted her to win. My heart did, because for personal reasons. And I didn't know the things she was saying, and could have been gameplay. But if she had taken Cam, I would have voted for her. No, not saying that Cam's not a great person, because he is. But if you had to look at gameplay, I would have said, okay, she did a lot of comps. Maybe her social game wasn't the greatest, but she did win a lot of comps, and I'd have to compare her and Cam. So therefore, I would have voted for Mackenzie. But because Chelsea was sitting there, I had to compartmentalize the fact that, hey, don't take this anything personal, Angela. You need to vote for the person that's most deserving here. The person that was more well-rounded, played the game to a fault. She played it very, very well. And so that's why you saw a difference in me and whom I voted for at the end. I had to play fair. And that was the best thing I could have done. And I stand by it. I feel good about it. And I hope that answered the question. Leah, do you want to answer that question for yourself?
I do. I think that I also had to put my personal feelings to the side and recognize the gameplay for what it was. I will also say that whenever we were, whenever you are making, whenever they are answering the questions on stage, like, this is real life and it is live, everybody. Like, it is not a joke. We do not plan this in advance. It is live, and we are hearing the answers to the questions that the jury is asking the candidates. I'm dead. The two finalists that are up there. We are live time reacting and also digesting everything that they are saying, all of their answers. And one of the things that threw me off was I knew in my head that if MJ said that getting me out was her best move, that just wasn't true. And I was waiting. This is what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear Chelsea own up to her manipulation, the way that she was able to influence people. If she could own that and address her influence and stand on it and stand over, what oh my gosh, hold on. My TV just turned on randomly.
So we definitely wanted to hear, because that's what some of the questions that we had for Chelsea. We wanted her to go a little bit deeper and own up to some of the things that she did manipulate. It was nice to hear her say that she, she was in people's ears, but we wanted her to go a little bit deeper and really own it, like big time. But it still came down to it. People are also asking if anybody in Jury House would have voted for Cam to win had he been sitting next to either girl.
I would not have. I'll tell you right now, it wouldn't have mattered. Cam could have had the best speech on planet Earth. He could have given a, MLA format speech that, stood on the fact that he could have told me anything on planet Earth, and there's no way on God's green earth that I would have voted for him to win. Nothing against Cam. I think that he's a great guy. But against MJ and Chelsea, there's no way, because Chelsea and MJ played such a strong game. They were both comp threats. They were both social threats. They both are incredible. I'm so proud of both of them for the game that they played. And I don't think that I can say the same for Cam. I mean, the man he won a veto. Like, Yifty Ding Dong Do. Love you, Cam. Sorry. But it's true. Like, yeah. I'm sorry, put me in, coach, because this might be your D1 athlete right here. But so there's just no way on God's green earth. And but I will say, another thing is, what I really wanted to hear from MJ was that she honestly made these decisions for herself, that she had other strategies in her social game that she wasn't sharing with everyone. I wanted to hear about her strategy. And whenever she answered that question on finale night and said that her best move was me, and that she did that all herself, there was no way. And I also wanted to hear about moves that were made behind the scenes, because, that's a move, but I want to hear about your strategy. I want to hear about the hand that you had in everyone's eviction. I want to hear about all of these things. I want to hear about you being, like Quinn says, downright nefarious. Like, I want to hear about that. Where is that? And whenever, at first, Chelsea, she had me in the first half, whenever she was like not saying, when she was like, oh, I don't know if I lied, or like, and then I was like, oh, boo. Like, I want to hear about your lies. I want to hear about your influence. I want to hear about all of the crazy things that you did. And whenever she finally owned up to it, I was like, yeah, like, let's go.
I think Chelsea was so instrumental, though, with the way that she was so well-spoken often,
yes,
that I think she should have owned up a little bit. I mean, I think she kind of did. She owned up to the fact, yeah, she did, that she was so in Mackenzie's ear, and Mackenzie thought she had it in the bag, and that's why she brought her to the final two, because I think that she thought winning all of those competitions and putting certain people on the block when she had HOH, she was so instrumental in getting, like, threats out, that she thought that was enough to be crowned the winner, and it just wasn't. But I think Chelsea was very instrumental in being in her ear, telling her that it was, that she was possibly, that she could win for sure against Chelsea. So I think she was in her ear enough to do that, and obviously, she knew what she was doing.
Absolutely, she did. And I'm so not shocked at how the game went. I think that whenever we were in the jury house, we were like, okay, well, if this, and this doesn't happen, Chelsea's going to win. And, like, we already knew that. Like, it was very,
yeah,
no, I don't know. It just felt that way. And she really, and I think that really what you said about the fact that MJ was, so convinced that she made these decisions for herself, which ultimately she did. I mean, she is an adult. She made these decisions, but that's how good. And you know what they say is a great manipulator means that you don't will have you think that you're not being manipulated. Like that's how you know you're a great manipulator, when people don't know you're manipulating. If people know that there's manipulation involved, then that's not manipulation. So that is true manipulation. That is true Big Brother. I'm happy that we got to be a part of it. It was iconic. And yeah, I mean, like that was great. I'm trying to think. I was going to say something, but I don't think that we're allowed to say it, like just about jury. Did you end up giving everyone their bracelets that you made in the jury house? Or you didn't?
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I didn't end up giving them to everybody. No. It's okay, though. It's okay.
Yeah.
The grandbabies got theirs. I do want to clean up something a little bit. Is Angela on a filter? No, I'm not on a filter. I do want to clean up something a little bit about what I said about Cam, saying when I got to the jury house that Cam is not D1 anything. I wanted to say right after that, oh, Leah, you're Elvis again. I wanted to say right after that is because he didn't demonstrate. I know he's D1, but he didn't demonstrate it in the house. And maybe Cam's gameplay was, you know what, I'm going to attach myself, woohoo, to these two very strong women in the house. He made a great connection and a friendship with both. And so his strategy coming in third still can't be necessarily looked down upon, because he knew to attach himself to these two people that he made great relationships with, that were definitely going to take him to the end and kind of also protect him. And he was such a gentleman in the house, and always so well spoken and quiet and kind. I don't think my family says they don't think he said anything negative or mean about anybody in the house. Like, you know, he didn't even use it to his advantage being in a game like a reality show that we were in. And what's that? He agreed a lot, but he just didn't have, like, you know, his own opinions about people and sharing anything negative. So I do appreciate that of him. And I do also want to point out that his college coaches from Penn State asked for a cameo from me to roast Cam. And so I did. And it was so much fun. But at the end, I was like, in all honesty, though, Cam is a really great guy. And he's he'd be such a catch for whomever he ends up connecting his cart to, because he is just so much fun, and he's really great. And, you know, if that was his game to do what he did, it has to be, you know, applauded. He did a good job. So
I think he honestly,
not D1 anything. It was because he hadn't demonstrated it. It was just kind of a joke.
I think everybody knows that, though. Like, I know, like, that you weren't putting him down. I also will disagree with people who say that he doesn't have a personality or that he's boring. I think that he's just not messy. If I could describe Cam as anything, like, I really think that he's a class act. He never talks negatively about anyone. He would listen to me talking about people, and he would never say anything negative in return. He would sit there and listen to me. And like, I remember saying to him, thanks for the flower crown. Guys, thank you so much for all the gifts. Thanks for watching. But one thing is, I told him, and I said this to Joseph, because Joseph and I are obviously messy, like everybody knows that. And, you know, I love to talk some good mess, because I think that it's great. And listen, gossip is necessary. But what I said to Cam was, you know what's worse than us shit talkers is you shit thinkers. You guys are just thinking shit all day. I'm like, you are not safe. Like, you don't get to live. You just have all this judgment boiling up in your brain, just boiling. I'm like, and I can't hold it inside. Like, what is happening? But I will say he's a great guy, and I also commend him for getting third place. He got further than me, and so for that, like, kudos. And if I could just, you know, have held Mommy Chelsea and Mommy MJ's hand and then scooted all the way to the finish line, shoot, I would have done it too, but it just wasn't going to happen. So, but I love that for him.
Oh my gosh.
I love
People
it.
are wanting to know, and we probably can't, because we don't know anything about Cam and Chelsea's relationship. I couldn't speak on it because I don't know anything.
I have no idea, honestly, at all.
And then people also wanted to know if we are both still talking with Joseph and outside of the house. And yes, I am.
Yes.
I had a conversation with Joseph.
I need to talk to him
so
more.
fun, like for an hour.
I should actually text him right now. I I haven't. Well. First of all, I just got a Siswa order. I would like to say thank you so much, guys. Shop Siswa.
Oh my gosh. Definitely. I have people asking about your brand, Leah, all the time. They're like, what? How do you spell Siswa? I'm having to spell it for them. Leah, spell it for them so they know.
I'll show you guys right now.
Yes, show. She let me touch her underwear line, obviously not on her body, but she let me touch them, and they are literally like butter. They are so, so soft and wonderful, and I just love them. I love the high leg one with the full coverage.
So I have like, these are kind of beat
I
up.
love them in that. I love that nudie brown color that you have. That is so pretty.
This is
And
my
look at that
packaging.
packaging. Beautiful.
With the window in the back, love. So yeah, this is my packaging. I wonder, they're probably gonna get mad at me for saying anything about it, but
Somebody on here just ordered the underwear just now.
yeah, I can't believe it.
How do you know that? Do you get like
Website notifications, like, oh my god, Quinn is in the chat.
You guys, thank you.
These are an extra
Hi,
large
Quinn.
for all of my chubby kings. But yeah, I mean,
Somebody's asking how do they order them, Leah?
it's siswa.com, CESOIR.com.
The softest thing to your body. Leah, tell them what you told me about like underwear, like why you're so passionate about it.
So basically I started it because I used to work at Hooters, and we had to wear 3 different layers of fabric, being like your tights, your underwear, and the spandex shorts. So you were kind of like suffocated, especially for women, like your private areas are suffocated. And all of the girls that I worked with always complained about their underwear. So I was like, okay, I should fix this problem, because also the gusset area, which is where your intimate area goes, is always way too thin. So I extended it to be made for women's bodies and not for mannequins. And I also just wanted to create underwear out of non-synthetic fabrics. So all of my underwear is, for the women's anyway, is lined with bamboo fabric, so that it's a natural fiber that doesn't cause any infections or anything like that. And then I also started to get into the men's, because I love to wear men's boxers around the house. I literally wear them 24/7. So I made my boxers unisex so that men, women, people of any gender can wear them and feel comfortable in their own skin. And also, you know, I just wanted to create a brand that I'm proud of that solves issues for women's health. That was really important to me, and I really want to go into making PJs and stuff like that. But ultimately, it was for women's health, because the girls that I know struggled a lot with dealing with all of these synthetic fibers and stuff. And all the underwear brands, being like Victoria's Secret and Aerie and all of these companies, were founded by men. So I wanted to own I own men's and women's, but I wanted to own an underwear company that was made by women for women. And then I just ended up falling into the men thing, because I knew all the men in my life also didn't have underwear they felt comfortable in. So I just wanted to do that, and I wanted to solve a problem, and I found a manufacturer, and I sampled all of the products, and I freaking did it. So that is
A
that.
lot of the women on here are saying that bamboo is so breathable, it's so wearable, it feels so good, and there's a lot less issues. So yes. And I got to actually, like I said, touch them, and they are so, so buttery soft, and I cannot wait to get my set. I'm so excited when they arrive. Aaliyah, people are still asking, how do they order them?
It's siswa.com. I don't know how to like make
Do you have a link in your on your social media platforms?
I believe it's in my TikTok bio. It's definitely in my Instagram bio. So if you are looking, you can find my website on my Instagram bio. It's www.siswa.com. And yes, I also want to clear up that it is not white label. I make every single pair of underwear. My factory makes it, and it is not, I don't just stick my name on something unless I'm proud of it. So it's something that I worked on for years. I would like to say that, but it's in my Twitter bio, Instagram bio. My Instagram is Leah Peters with 2 S's at the end. And then that's that. Quinn's like, she's like that. Yeah. One of my favorites.
Well, I'm glad that we got to talk about it because I am very excited about it and I'm excited for you. And I really want this beautiful business of yours to just flourish and be wonderful for you, Leah. You're so deserving. And I think any woman who purchases or man that purchased the underwear will be very pleased and happy and will want more. And that'll be all that'll be in their drawer because they can't go back to anything else. Exactly. So I'm glad that we got to talk about that. Yay. Somebody in the comments is asking me how Chuck is doing and how the grandkids are doing and how my kids are doing. So I want to quickly, because they've said, want to say it. Chuck, how are you doing? Because he's over here in the office. You can just shout it out.
Sucks.
What do you mean?
I'm good.
He's good. He's good that I'm home.
Hi, Chuck.
Chuck, she says
Leah.
hi. Leah says hi.
Hi.
We had a conversation with Leah the other night. We had her on speaker, and Chuck and Leah got to talk back and forth a little bit. But the husband's good. He's happy to have me home. And the grandkids are here nearly every single day. And I couldn't be happier. Like, I miss them so bad. You guys know. I really, really did. It is hard. I know Leah can contest to this, that when you're away from your friends and family and you're literally leaning into people you don't know all the way and you don't know their motives, it's really hard. It's really, really hard. And you have to just kind of trust and go with your instincts. And for me to trust and to lean into Leah was absolutely the right thing to do. I think she has already said that, I don't know what either of us would have done without the other, especially since I know Quinn was, and Joseph also, and Mackenzie. I mean, you had close people that you had close to you, Leah. But for me, I really did lean into you for that. And
about going from being in this freaking little rat cage to being out in the real world again with all of your, all of the stimuli. And I was just so terrified. And whenever I came out of the house and saw the way that Danny said, absolutely adore Christine. I do too. And I just I literally fell to the ground crying, seeing the positive response from everybody on the outside. Like, it was just so overwhelming. And whenever Lexi told us that that Christine and Danny were talking, it was just so incredible. And it made me so, I don't know, I felt feelings that I just felt so seen, and it was so incredible.
Yeah. Someone is asking, I think this is a really good question. Someone's asking you, did you know that you were playing that great of a social game? Did you know that in the house?
I literally
I asked you that too in jury house a little bit. I knew your social game was spot on, spotless. It was so good. They're wanting to know if you knew that.
I had no idea that I was playing a good social game at all. I really was just being myself and trying to relate to people as much as I could. And whenever, I just really wanted to first and foremost connect with everyone and build a relationship with them, because I feel like that would have created a bond that would make them, want to keep me there. And I didn't even do it out of that reason, because I don't really like to do anything in my life to get anything in return. I genuinely just was trying to be myself and relate with people. That's just how I am in the real world. I really just
you are.
I just build relationships with people and I talk with them, and it's very important to me to get to know people on a very deep level and hear them out. And I was just trying to be myself, because I feel like that's the only thing that really works in the house. It's very hard to completely play a character all the time. I always say, it's better to tell the truth, because then you don't have to remember anything. But
I could never really lie to you. Too hard.
Yeah,
too hard. Even when I knew Mackenzie was putting you on the block, I just couldn't. I went to bed. I couldn't look at you. I couldn't talk to you. I was distraught. I just couldn't. I just didn't want to lie to you.
I really just I had no idea that I was playing a great social game. I was shocked whenever I made it past week 1. I always say, I won the second I walked into the house. I had no idea I was going to last that long. Whenever I realized I made it to jury, I was like, what the heck is going on? I was trying my best. I got to know the game way better inside the house, because even watching Big Brother, like I never really understood completely what the game was. So I was just playing it to my best capabilities, and I'm grateful for everyone who says that I had a great social game. Even when Quinn would tell me in the house, I'd be like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you're just saying that. Like, I don't think.
I think too, Leah, I think your cooking won people over. I know it did for me, and I know it did for most of the people in the house. Nobody wanted to lose that either. That was something that you gave from your heart. And I would ask Leah, I would say, Leah, can I please help you? Like, it would give me something to do too. But I also knew, because you told me it was something that made you feel human and normal, that's something you enjoyed to do outside of the house, is cook and just like make things from scratch. And it was just a way for you to kind of escape what was going on in the house. And you did it so well. I mean, even making homemade Pop-Tarts. Like, your food is so good. And I'm a foodie. I know everybody knows it because I love my charcuterie boards and all of that business. But, you know, it just goes without saying, like, you fed people's souls with your food, Leah. It was so, so good. And just watching the master at work in the kitchen, it also, you know, when you were cooking, it was a chance for me to sit down and just like talk with you and watch, and I learned. Like, I came home and I told Chuck, like, food is not going to be bland anymore up in this bitch. Like, I'm going to cook really good things. I'm going to cook things that you're going to enjoy, and you're going to be like sitting there watching and smelling and salivating. Chuck's very excited about that. He just said, thank you, Leah. I made eggs already and seasoned them. And he's like, whoa, I've never seasoned eggs with anything more than salt, pepper, and butter. And he's like, whoa, you're putting garlic and cheese and like all these other seasonings. He's so excited. It's so, so good. And honestly, watching the master at work cooking, I hope for you, Leah, because I know you love cooking, that you get like a cooking show or something, because you're so deserving. If anybody is on here has a connection for Leah to be on a cooking show, like, what are you waiting for? Reach out. Please. Like Leah's lunches, like something, Leah's luncheon. I mean, she needs something like that, because not only can she cook, but she can multitask. She can cook, she can clean, and she can keep you entertained with all of that. So that really helped me in the house, just to feel normal and have, like, you know, good things happening. And quite honestly, the only thing to do in the house, because there's so much freaking downtime, you're not hustling around trying to talk and strategy all day long, you guys. That would be so exhausting. We all did that the first 2 weeks, and that was just like, it's just too much. It's very weight bearing on your chest, on your psyche. Like, you really do need to have things that make you feel normal. And Leah's cooking was absolutely delicious, fun to watch, fun to eat. And eating in the house is a big deal. Like, it is like, it's like everything. We all ate a lot. I've already dropped like 10 pounds being out of that house. Like, it's crazy. I mean, every night somebody was freaking cooking cookies. Like, every single night.
Every night. So many cookies. But
Why?
you're perfect.
Why?
You're perfect just the way you are. But
oh, I know, but I'm feeling healthier. It's not necessarily a size thing for me. It's just like, I'm just kind of putting a point out there. Like, I just enjoyed so much eating the cooking and the food. It was definitely a pastime. It was something that just like kind of helps move time along. Somebody also was asking in here, Leah, and I would love to hear your idea about this, and then I'll share mine. But like, they're saying, what would it take to get on Big Brother? What's your advice? And then once you're there, what would be the best strategy for them?
Mm-hmm. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for talking about my cooking. You know, cooking is my piece. I absolutely love to cook. I always have since I was really young. I'm self-taught because I already know everybody's going to ask where I learned in the chat. I'm self-taught. My grandmothers both cook. I have an Italian grandmother and a Polish grandmother. Both of them cook Italian and Polish cuisine. But I'm all self-taught. I taught myself. And it's something that just brings me peace. In the Big Brother house, like Angela said, there are so few moments that you get to really just, you're never able to relax, by the way, at all. There's no such thing as relaxing in the house. Oh my goodness. I just did something scary. And
I'll answer the call for traders. Somebody said.
And I would absolutely love to have a cooking show. I freaking love Chopped. I love everything Food Network. I always watched Food Network as a kid. I absolutely love it. If they did anyone ever wanted me to cook anything for them on TV, I would 100% do it. I would fly there right now. But in the house, I'm just the kind of person that I need my alone time to recharge. Like as much as I'm an extroverted person, I'm pretty ambiverted. So like I also have that introverted side. And for me, the time in the kitchen was my time to escape and get out of the game talk and really just kind of find peace and normalcy and create a routine. Posey, please. She's like climbing in my big brother box. Come here. You're so bad.
People are saying they miss watching you cook on the feeds, Leah.
Oh, I need to just start a freaking. I need to just start it. But I absolutely love to cook. And then as far as what I would say to people trying to get on the show, you know what I would say, guys, is that you are a lot more interesting than you think. No matter what you think about yourself and or others, like there's nothing different about any of you than me and Angela. Like the only difference is we had an opportunity and we took it. If you want to get on the show, I would say really just try to have like self-reflect, talk to your friends and family about, you know, a few funny stories, try to harness the qualities of your personality, like ask yourselves, you know, a few different things like, what are 5 things that, you know, people wouldn't really guess about you, or really just the one thing that we noticed about our season was it was like, I always said like there's more than meets the AI, right? Because it's like everybody had such, you know, polarizing sides of them, like, and that you would have never guessed. So I think that it's important to zone in on those things that are different about you that people might not guess about you when they first see you. And we all have those things, like, because, you know, you can't judge a book by its cover. So in my eyes, that's one of the things that I would say. And also persistence is key. Angela made like 100 million funny emails to get on.
Not 100 million, Leah. Come on.
She was like world's kookiest Nana 2026 to get on the show. I'm just kidding. I just came up with that.
No, you're not kidding. It's truth. So for me, I'm going to give you a little nitty gritty right now. They say, casting anyway, they say, don't turn in more than 1 submission because we'll get to it. Well, you know what? This woman turned 50 freaking years old. And I was like, I'm getting on this freaking show. What's it going to take? I'm doing it at age 50. Like, I'm doing it. And so, you know, I Googled it. There are 30 to 40,000 applicants every freaking season. So I'm like, how? I'm like, no. So I definitely did a lot. And I would come up with these really funny, like, emails. I'd be like, you know, one badass nana at yahoo.com. Or just like whatever. And then definitely key is in the subject line, make it something very like out the door. Like your foot's going to be in the door with that subject line. You want them to want to open up your email. You want that. So make sure that you're very strategic with that and give them something that is like, they got to know more. They got to know more about you. Definitely, like Leah said, be yourself because the game is so crazy the way they put this piece, I'd imagine they probably have this big board and they've got like their top, 100. And they're trying to piece together this magnificent, beautiful disaster of a puzzle where these people are going to interact and they know already that some of them are going to have conflict or whatever. So you need to be authentically yourself so that way you fit into that puzzle piece that they're looking for. Because you know what they say, if you marry somebody and the honeymoon phase is constantly like the same, you know, the honeymoon phase ends very quickly. You can't act like somebody you're not, you know? And I told them when I was in the early process that I am the girl that's in the room that will say what everyone else is thinking out freaking loud because I don't have a problem with it. Like I don't have a problem with really just speaking my truth or just really being honest with people. And like my daughters always tell me, you're going to get my opinion whether you like it or not. I'm not normally rude. I really am not. But I will say things out loud. And I did tell funny stories. I mean, you have to give them yourself on steroids in sort of a way. Like think of those most embarrassing moments. Think of those most amazing stories. Think about a trip you took and what happened and how it always stands out in your life. Give them the bookmarks for sure. And those bullet points that make you unique, that make you, that stand out. And I promise you, that's all it's going to take. And it may not be this year. I have tried for years. But your year is coming if you just keep knocking at the door. They're going to have to open it eventually. So that is my advice.
And that's a great point that you just mentioned as well, because I'll mention it again, but persistence is so key. And if you didn't get picked for this season or next season, it doesn't mean that you're not good enough or you're not cool enough or anything like that. What it really means is that it's not your time yet. And I really believe that things happen exactly when they're supposed to, and no one can take anything away from you that you're meant to have. And as long as you're authentically yourself, and like Angela said, whenever they're putting that puzzle piece together, you will find your way in. And whenever it's the right cast that's all, put together, that's your time. Like you really don't want to be on, and they know exactly what they're doing. And my goodness, do they do an incredible job. It's so incredible. All of the similarities that our cast had, all of the similar views that we had, and all of just like the ways that they made sure that in some respect, all of us would be able to find common ground to some degree. And I really think that they do an incredible job of putting together a group of people. And I think that being yourself ultimately, and, like I said, I think this process really made me self-reflect more than I have in a very long time. And I was so grateful for that, because I was sitting here to myself, like, what are fun facts about me? Like, what are funny stories that I've told, or what are funny things that have happened to me? Sometimes, when someone's asking you a question like that on the spot, so what makes you different? It's like all of a sudden,
it's hard to talk about yourself.
Your brain's empty. Yeah. So I was really convinced that I was not this stereotypical reality person that they were going to want. And I really never thought until I stepped foot into that freaking house, I was convinced that I didn't get it. I was like, there's no way. And all of my friends are like, no, you're going to get it. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. And I think that it's a good idea always to just know who you are, reflect on yourself and what you've been through and all of the things that make you you. And whenever you can finally harness all of those things, put them all on a piece of paper, or at least a few of them. Like, you don't have to know every single thing about yourself, but just a few little fun qualities about yourself, a few words that describe yourself, and then it all really will help you move on from there.
Definitely. Very, very good advice. Very sound advice. A lot of people, I'm not sure if it's a lot of people or just one person keeps saying it, but I want to address it. They're saying that Tucker came out of nowhere like week 3. Like, how I would love to give my perspective on Tucker a little bit. And then you go, Leah. I want to say this. When we were going to go into the Big Brother house, we were all lined up and we were facing forward. We couldn't talk. We really couldn't see each other's faces so much because we were lined in a straight line. And I could see Tucker in front of me, and he literally kept making little side jokes and talking when he shouldn't have been. And I'm like, who is this jokester? Who's coming into this house? And I didn't have too much conversation with him other than a meet and greet when we first got inside. And he was already laughing and already just making wisecracks. And I thought, okay, so here's, you're already kind of labeling people yourself. Like, you're putting them in a category almost, like, okay, so here's the jokester. And so I thought he was just going to be the jokester all season. And he kind of was, but kind of not. And so I think I didn't really have an idea of who Tucker was until we were all kind of hanging out in the bathroom and he was in the shower. And Leah was addressing with the group about people, like her dating lives and her experiences and kind of what she would expect from a partner or somebody that she's dating. And to hear Tucker go and say that he would take his first date out and get a 6-pack and just go to the park. And we're like, what? Like that might work for some, and it might work for him because he is a very good looking guy and he's very charismatic and all that. But I was just rolling. I was laughing because here's this grown man, and this is the kind of date. He's not just turned 21 where he can go and finally officially buy beer. Like, he's going to go take this woman that he asked on a date to the park with a 6-pack. And I just thought, oh my gosh. And then from there, when he was playing the games and everything, I quickly realized too, not only was he funny and fun to listen to, but then that he was such a comp beast. I mean, He literally was a comp beast. He really was. And I think that he was somebody that I felt, for myself anyway, that he could be much of a protector, because I didn't know how I was going to fare in a lot of the games. And I really knew part of my strategy going into the game. And some of it went out the window, obviously, with all the mama drama. But my husband and I both said, like, going in, I should either get out the strong people or I should attach myself to the strong people. And so that's what I kind of did. I built a relationship with Tucker. And it wasn't just based on like him keeping me there or whatever, because I really was there to stand on my own 2 feet. But his personality kind of won me over. I mean, I couldn't help myself. So all in all, I think he was just a well-rounded, fun guy to be around most of the time. And he was just a jokester and just like a crowd pleaser, really. And he was so good at the game. So there's the long short of my opinion. How about you, Leah?
I think that I think what you started with was saying that he came out of nowhere week 3. I don't agree. I think a lot of people knew, especially because he was so confident the way that he spoke about himself, that he came to win. He's a very competitive person. I have nothing but great things to say about Tucker. I think he's a great guy. But I will say MJ is the comp beast of the season.
He didn't have time. He didn't have enough time to stay there. He would have probably been definitely a competitor for her.
I think that MJ...
Who, Tucker? Yes.
MJ cooked him. She cooked him in that AI arena. I think she would have continued to cook him, honestly. I think that she is an incredible competitor. And I honestly think that people didn't see her coming. And I think that she was more of the one that people slept on competitively. I think that people could not get her out if they wanted to, especially with that that AI arena was built for the comp beasts. Like, it kept these competitors in the game so long. But I think that, Tucker's a great competitor, and among other things, he's also extremely charismatic. And it was so much fun playing with him and watching him be himself, even whenever he would host the competitions. It was hilarious. So I think he's a great guy. I don't have anything bad to say. He just could not ever be bothered to work with me. Him and Chemo could not be convinced, which is totally fine. But I think that, we had so many amazing dynamic and cool players this season, but I do have to give MJ the credit as the comp beast because she slayed. And if maybe
I'm gonna agree to disagree with you. If Tucker had been there longer, I think that he would have given her a run for her money. He just enough to win more competitions.
But he kept putting
himself on the block. What was he thinking?
The truth is, he lost to her in the AI arena, and if he had beat her, maybe, things would have gone different.
Well, he would have won that if he had followed directions and put the numbers the other way. But he wasn't listening. He was so amped up. I'm standing next to him, Leah, in this competition, and the man is so hyped.
I would still like to, I think he's entertaining and all this. I agree. But he did lose to MJ, and she is a comp beast queen, and I'm obsessed.
She is. I'm definitely not arguing that with you. I'm just saying, if he had stayed longer, they would have definitely been having to duel it out quite a bit. And speaking about the games and the challenges, okay, I'm not sure if you heard this, but I guess Julie has confirmed it, or Allison Gardner has confirmed that the AI arena may be called something different, but that they may continue the whole nominations of 3 people and a second chance to win yourself off the block. So that there's not always a unanimous, everybody knows what's going to happen each week. Like, people are literally going to have the chance, just like we did this season, that really shook the house up, that gave it so much oomph and zhish and excitement that it just was amazing. And I am so, so glad as a fan of the show that we're going to see more of that this coming season. It is so needed, and I'm so excited about it.
I think that it's really, I think that it's crazy because I never saw an AI arena, aside from the one that we all got to, I don't think I'm allowed to say that, but basically like, for the America's veto. But I am very lucky to never have seen an AI arena. I do fear that it does kind of encourage the comp beast thing to happen, and because it doesn't necessarily, it doesn't help the people who are solely relying on a social game. So I think that for me, it wouldn't have been too beneficial. But I mean, that's also me kind of discounting myself a little bit because I did win a few comps.
You did. Definitely don't discount yourself.
But I think that it's really...
There are such uncommon people that never, ever win anything and win the show. Like, it's crazy.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And I think someone, thank you guys for the gifts. What the heck is going on? You guys are so sweet.
Oh my gosh, what is that thing? That was beautiful.
It was like a necklace. It was so cute. But I think that it's really incredible how much Tucker and Mackenzie won. Like, it was just insane. I was like, you guys, from the outside looking in, it really looks like these competitions are like some carny games. And they are not. Like, they are honestly incredibly difficult. And oh my goodness, this little girl is causing trouble. I'm so sorry. You are being so bad. Why are you being bad? Come here. He's hiding behind the box. But basically, I just think it's incredible how much they won because I was consistently coming in like second, third, fourth place. Even you winning multiple times. Like, it was so awesome to watch you guys, but it was so hard. And the fact that they were breaking records and doing all of this while dealing with all of the same pressures that we were dealing with in the house, I just think is so freaking awesome and cool. And I'm like, I'm shooketh because, to be honest, I have no idea. I could not have. I didn't because I could not have. Not because I didn't try, not because I threw things, but genuinely, I just wasn't as good at comps as these people.
Oh, you were just fine, Leah. Honestly, winning what you did is amazing. You definitely, like we talked about earlier in the chat, you definitely, with pressure cooker, their sadistic idea of the pressure cooker this year. Normally, you're just having to hold your hand on a button, but now you're standing and you're holding this flimsy dowel rod to this marshmallow against some plexiglass, and it's overnight. We're hungry. We're tired. We have to go to the bathroom, all of the things. And it was very emotional and very physically draining and so difficult. And you have to give yourself such kudos because you outplayed every single person up there, Leah. So be so proud of yourself.
And the fact though of the matter also is TMI. What makes it even more crazy is that I literally started my period during that comp halfway through. Like, I was honestly free bleeding. Like, and I'm like, this is just insane. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Pee my pants. I told Cab, and he goes, what? Yeah, I'm going to pee my pants. I didn't even care if it was running down my leg. I was going to stay in that game. And Leah, you also have to realize that you were never on the block to have to play in a lot of the competitions. So you could have won a ton of them, but you weren't put on the block because your social game was so damn good. So you didn't have the opportunities to play in the AI arenas and in a lot of the vetoes. So you really do need to give yourself credit for that. So think about that, okay?
Someone told me that I am second. There's someone else who was above me, but I'm like second for like as many nominations as there were. Like, there were so many noms. I have like the second best record for staying off the block the longest, especially with all of the nominations. Yeah, people are like, Leah and T-Core didn't compete.
And T-Core, yes, definitely.
That's because T-Core and I were the last people to ever, be put on the block. But, oh yeah, Derek is first, I'm second. I think that is so insane. I'm like, that is pretty cool. I never give myself kudos, but I will give myself a pat on the back there because that was hard. 3 noms every week, and I was in the HOA.
Stay off the block to not have to deal with all the mess and all that. Girl, you did your job. That's a win. That's a win.
A win is a win.
It was a target.
Yeah, and then you're not seen as a target. So that's a win. That's such a win. Somebody was asking me how I feel about everybody that were fans of mine dressing up for Halloween in the iconic blue and white striped shirt. I am extremely flattered. It means the world to me. I have screenshotted every single DM that was sent to me, every single email that was ever sent to me. Any of the videos that were sent to me with people dressing up as me was so iconic for me and just made me feel so loved and so special. I can't tell you how amazing that makes me feel. And I am auctioning that blouse off on eBay, and 100% of the proceeds are going to charity for shelter.
That's so cool.
Beautiful animals like Posey and my Dolly and Coco can go to wonderful homes that they're so deserving, and they don't deserve to be in the pound and the shelters this winter and this holiday.
Not possible, because I literally got this freaking pajama set off of Poshmark because I really love Ralph Lauren PJs, because I think cotton PJs are so nice to sleep in because it's so breathable. And the fact that it's the same brand and everything, it's just not normal. It's really not.
You guys are connected.
Yeah, we're just connected, Leah. I mean, it's even with all of the distance. It's with all of the distance. People are asking me how I felt about the Zingbot song being used on me. And I will tell you this, when I was in the house before Zingbot came out, all the house guests were saying that the song is very iconic, and whoever gets a song, it's going to be an iconic moment. It's a special thing, which I know, I'm a fan. And I couldn't believe that I would get that. But everybody was speculating in the house that I would be the one to get it. And as Zingbot was roasting each person and my still wasn't brought up, I'm like, oh shit, I'm getting the song. I'm getting that freaking song.
I will say,
and sure enough, man, that song haunts me. Like
I didn't like the part that was like never gonna happen, because it's like that was rude. I didn't like that they said that. Zingbot said that, because it was like I think that wasn't very nice. But
I think honestly, it's a little bit of reverse psychology. That's what I think. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Just like even with Tucker instigating the whole AI or the instigator AI person, even that Tucker had said that Angela is not ever going to win. Like it was even said in there. I think it really is a reverse psychology there. Yeah. So that's the way I took it. I really didn't take it. The only thing that kind of made me sad was when they said that I was creepy because I was obsessed with young men. But I thought it was because of Cam, because I said if I were 25 years younger and I was single, that of course he would be the guy that I would want to that I thought in the house was the cutest. However, I guess on the episode it showed Matt that I'm obsessed with. Not with him. But I didn't know that because I'm not watching the episode.
Yeah.
So did you take it that I was obsessed with the song? Was it I obsessed with Matt? Or were you taking it more like I was obsessed with Cam?
I thought I took it the same way that you did. I was really confused by that. But whenever I talked to Matt about it after the show, and he said he was like, no, like they weren't like painting her as being like a creep in that way
or something.
Yeah, no. He said that it was about him, about Matt being, and so I was like, I guess that makes more sense, because the other thing I was like, I just felt like that was inappropriate, because I know how much you love and care about Chuck, so I know that you would never want something like that to be a thing, and I knew that was never the case, so I'm happy to know that was not like, but I understand why you felt that way, because I thought the exact same thing.
Yeah. Shannon, I'll address you.
Said Javier and Donna. So
yes. Javier.
And how dare you guys call Cam boring whenever he was midnight hour at the whole squad.
Sorry, Donna song?
I still get it stuck in my head.
Sorry, Donna. I have to tell you. Like, that was so much fun.
I'm sorry,
if you don't have TV or cell phones or any interactions with the outside world, these little skits and things that we put on, I asked my family, did they see those? And they didn't. But anyway, like, that's what we have. That's all we have to, like, entertain ourselves are our skits and Chemo singing and Rabina singing. It's like, that's all we get. So Cam did a great job with our whole thing that we had going with Donna and Javier. Javier, I
Donna
know
and
you're
Nutella.
out with those long-legged women. Like, I had so much fun. I didn't even know I had that character. And there she was. Like, it was so much fun. Shannon, I'm going to address you really super quick. It's a reality show, babe. And if you're a fan, you know that there's drama. It's what we watch the show for.
Exactly.
Stop it already. My
Like-
gosh.
It's like, guess what? You wouldn't be here if it weren't for that. And that's what keeps the people talking. And so, guess what? Get over it.
That's right. Let's see if there's anything else pressing that people want to know before we get off.
Yes. I wish I could just get off of this and hang out with you right now.
I know you need to come here in December. You have to. I think we need to do a little cooking, holiday cooking, and you teach me something with cooking, and I will teach you, because I always do like 5 themed Christmas trees every year. It brings me so much joy, and my trees are award-winning. I promise you. I would love to teach you some of my tricks on how I decorate a Christmas tree. So I think it would be so much fun if you do something like that and teach me something, and then I teach you something, and then we can share in some hot cocoa and sit by the fireplace and look at the tree and eat your yummy food.
I would absolutely.
Look at my beautiful tree.
I would love that so much. I will definitely have to come over soon. I think that it's just needed for my soul. Like, I don't know. I really look forward to us being able to have a sleepover outside of the Big Brother house, outside of the jury house. And you know what? I do have to say, like, I'm so grateful that we got to also share the experience of being in jury together, because that's something that not everyone in the cast gets to experience. And it was really awesome that we got to share those moments together. And I think we also had some great moments in the jury house.
Especially up in Quinn's room, where we stayed up really late at night, where T-Core and Kimo are falling asleep. I'm about to fall asleep, but Quinn was telling the most scariest.
Oh my gosh, he's so good at storytelling.
They were such great stories. Leah had a scary story. Quinn had a scary story. I don't think we went to bed until like 4 a.m.
Yes.
And the staff, the house managers are like, what are they doing up in that bedroom all night long? We were having so much fun. They even had a theater room where Leah and I got to like watch some old episodes of Sex and the City.
Yes.
And we watched Love is Blind, the new season, which was so much fun. I don't know if you're still keeping up on that, Leah, but
I'm not.
I haven't had time.
I really haven't had time either. I really would love nothing more. I don't know. I'm really grateful that we got that experience together, like, and watching Sex and the City and stuff. And we were just literally cracking up, laughing. Being able to watch TV felt like everything. It was so amazing to finally be able to watch TV again. And
Eyes are glazed over, and it just feels like magic. It just feels so good. And would you guys not agree, because I told this to Leah, would you not agree that she is a Charlotte? Like, she is such a Charlotte from Sex and the City. I just love that. She's like, no. And I'm like, yes, you are.
I really loved Charlotte and Samantha so much. I love all of the characters, of course. But that is so sweet of you to say. Someone said Leah is a Samantha. I can't say that, but I will say, you know, from a business standpoint and how hard of a worker Samantha is, and I do really resonate with that, and I think she's so inspiring. And I love Kim Cattrall. I think she makes the show, so she's an icon. But thank you so much. I really miss you a lot, incredibly. I'm so grateful for your friendship. I'm so grateful that you had. And by the way, I want everybody to know that TikTok was Angela's idea. I edited it, but it was her idea. She's a genius. It was so fun to do that with her. And I was literally at my lunch yesterday, like, should I freaking just book a flight to Utah? Because these are the thoughts that I have in my brain. And I really cannot wait until I finally do book that flight. I just adore you, and I'm so grateful for our friendship.
How about if we answer 2 more things and then do a little special something at the end?
Perfect.
Okay, a lot of people are asking, because I think they're new to the chat, would either of us go on Big Brother again? And would either of us go on a show together? And we've already addressed that in the beginning, but we can say it again because they weren't here. And so my answer to going on Big Brother again, if you'd asked me right after I got out of the house, even a week, I would have said, hell no, hell no. But after being home and seeing that everybody was fine without me and that they actually did watch the live feeds, it was like I was never gone. Chuck even went to sleep with me snoring on the television set. So yes, I would do Big Brother again. And if I had an opportunity to do a reality show with Leah, I book my flight right now. Book it right now. Like I would go all day long. And I would love to be on The Amazing Race with Leah. So I'll let you go, Leah. I'll let you take it now.
Oh, I would absolutely love to be on The Amazing Race with Angela as well. I would do it in literally 2.5 seconds. I also would go on Big Brother again. I will mirror what you said in that I really didn't think, after week 1 in the house, I was like, there's no way I could ever do this again. It's so hard. It's incredibly taxing on me personally. It was so incredibly difficult. I was worried about everybody in my life. I'm not a parent like you are or a nana, but I really just, I still felt so much anxiety and pain worrying about my family and friends. And also I usually don't care about what people have to say about me, but worrying about the outside perception, even though I knew that I know myself, and it was still so scary sometimes knowing that I was going to, someone said, you're a parent to Posey. Yes, I am. I'm a freaking cat mom.
Yes, you are. And you're a great sister and a great daughter and a great friend and a great cousin and all the things. And I know that you were worried about your family and what they might have thought, how you were doing.
Yeah, I was worried about everybody else, and seeing how everyone was still fine after the show really made me say, yes, I would go on Big Brother again. Yes. I like the idea of knowing somewhat what to expect. I know that you have to expect the unexpected, but there are elements that I have the answer to now that I would feel more confident going in than I did the first time. So I would absolutely, Danny, you know what? Back off. Danny was like, great sister, Leah left me and she hates me.
Danny, she freaking loves your butt.
And
I want to also say and remind everybody remind people who may not know that both Leah and I are on Cameo. So if you want a personal message to yourself or to a loved one or anybody that you know that is a fan of Big Brother and a fan of ours, we would be so happy. And both of us actually really do. We've talked about this. We take the time with each Cameo to make sure that it's perfect and it's personalized. And we take the time out of our lives to just definitely give you guys that attention, because we are so thankful, so thankful for the fans. We both can't even believe that we have fans, but it is a surreal, wonderful feeling. We are so flattered and honored, and we would love to do a Cameo for you. So look us up on Cameo, and we can do that for you. Also, I just want to thank everybody who's joined the live tonight. I had so much fun with Leah, and it was just a great time to get to, and I'm got to say hi to Ronnie. Hi, Ronnie. I love you too. I guess somebody's dad loves me. I love you, Ronnie. I cannot wait for Leah to come here and visit. I want to do another live with Leah, and maybe we can get to more of, because we've been really visiting a lot, but if we could get to more questions on another time, I would love to do another live, maybe next week if you're up for it, Leah, because I just can't stay away from your lovely face. I miss you, miss you, miss you. Oh, I won't be here next week, but maybe I can find time the week, just right after the weekend or something.
I just adore you. I would absolutely love to go on another live with you. And I think it would be a lot of fun to answer more questions. I also want to say, me and Posey say hi to everybody in the chat. We would also love to make cameos. Sorry, I'm just obsessed with my little kitty.
Well, she's so pretty. They didn't do her justice with the picture you got here.
I know. Oh, someone in the chat asked what kind of cat is she. She's a Scottish Straight Seal Point, which basically means she looks like she's Siamese, but she's not. She just has the coloring of a Siamese cat. But those big eyes. She's
beautiful.
She's just mommy's little baby.
She's so pretty. I love her.
We love you, Angela. And I always wish you the best. I cannot wait to come and visit you in Utah. And it is going to be absolutely iconic. Sorry, I'm going to answer a couple of questions.
Thank you.
My couch is from Restoration Hardware. It was a gift. And then thank you guys all so much for joining. It's been an absolute pleasure. I hope that you all have a fantastic evening. Thank you so much. Yes, me and Angela are available for Cameo.
Can we close it out with something kind of fun?
What would you like to do?
Do you remember any of the lines of the Janky song?
Of course I do.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, which part?
Okay.
The beginning?
Yeah, we have to. I think we have to start from the top.
Okay, I'm gonna follow your lead.
Okay.
Okay.
JNKIE.
We gotta go at the same time. Hold on, I'm totally off cue here. Okay, ready?
Okay.
Okay.
JANKIE. Janky, janky, you love me. JAN. Wait.
Please.
Janky, janky, let's party. Is that right?
Uh-huh.
Ice cream dancing, so much fun. Janky, janky, number one. Candy, pizza, number
And
janky, janky, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. Our best friend.
yay! Good job, Leah. Let's do this again soon.
Yes, please. I love you so much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you for spending your Sunday night with me. Thanks, Chuck, for lending me your beautiful wife this summer. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. And I'll be texting you and probably calling you right after this. I love you so much.
Call me right after. I love you. Mwah. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We appreciate it. And we're going to do another one. Don't worry. We'll get to more of these pressing questions. I promise. Bye.
Bye.
Mwah.
Mwah.